Yo, this is ToneyBoi. This is Outside Influence. Today I got a Buffalo legendary DJ today. Instead of rapper or producer, we have DJ Optimus Prime in the building.
What up? How you doing?
Coolin', man. So, like all of my guests, we all go way back somehow, some way.
No doubt.
You are one of the most skilled turntablists that I've seen in this world.
I appreciate that. I definitely worked hard on my craft.
Yeah. So, how did you get started as a DJ?
I got started when I was really young, about 13 years old. I have some family music history. You know, my aunt, Sparky D, which is one of the first females to ever come out with an independent record. And my uncle was her husband, Spyder D, and he was one of the first independent producers. You know, he made beats for early rappers. You know, so when I was born, there was music equipment floating around my parents' house, you know, turntables. But I really took to turntables when I turned 13, and that's how I figured out I really wanted to do it. You know, it was the scratching, the showmanship that got me inspired into it. And I knew a bunch of DJs coming up in New York City, and I used to learn with them and watch them, and, you know, shout outs to all the DJs that helped me out.
Right. Now growing up in New York City, like, what was that like just as a young aspiring DJ? Well,
when I was growing up in New York City, they still were doing the block party thing. There was a lot of block parties, you know, of all races. Right. You know, you had the Latinos, you know, that merengue, that bachata would be banging on their blocks, you know. And then, you know, you had the other side with the hip hop people, you know what I mean? And they still was popping and breaking and dancing, you know, just dancing, period. You know, all dances from all genres would come and dance to all the old school hip hop jams, you know. So I've been to block parties and parties in the park where they had turntables.
Shout out to Kool Herc and all those.
Oh, definitely.
You know, the godfathers.
Yes, the ones that paved the way for people like me. You know, definitely. Big ups to them.
Word up. So the name Optimus Prime, obviously it's a Transformer reference, but like, why did you choose that? Like, was there any reason why you chose that name?
A lot of people, when I tell them my DJ name, they think of the movies that are coming out now.
Right.
But I tell them, you know, especially for the younger crowd, Transformers was out in the 80s.
Cartoon.
The cartoon, the original cartoon.
Right.
And that was my most favorite besides Voltron.
Oh, Voltron
so growing up, you know, I used to watch Voltron in the morning, Transformers in the afternoon. You know, and then, you know, you had your classic Saturday morning cartoons.
Oh, man, which, Fox.
You know.
Man, I missed those growing up.
The real, you know, I don't know what they were showing up here, but I know down there they were showing, like, on Saturdays, Muppet Babies and the real Ghostbusters, and, you know, they were showing shows like that, and I used to, like, always, like, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
A few of those you dating. Ninja Turtles, yeah, for sure. So being a DJ, and obviously you just said you have some influence in your family with, you know, Sparky D and Spyder. What would be your other musical influences?
Well, my other musical influences, you know, as far as a DJ, DJ Jazzy Jeff and DJ Cash Money.
Now we're talking Jazzy Jeff getting thrown out the front door, or not? I'm playing.
We're talking about that same Jazzy Jeff. Like a lot of people, like I said, the generations that grew up a certain age know Jazzy Jeff as the guy getting thrown out the front door by Uncle Phil. I know him as the killer DJ with Will Smith.
Yeah.
You know, to me, as far as MC, DJ, call and response, they're the best ever.
Yeah.
He may not have been the best rapper, but he definitely had the best DJ, and they know how to work with it show-wise. They had the best show. Mm-hmm. If you ever watch a set with Will Smith and Jazzy Jeff on stage, you know, that's the kind of camaraderie I always wanted to have with an MC on stage.
Yeah, I've never watched Jazzy Jeff with Will Smith per se, but I've watched Jazzy Jeff with DJ Scratch.
Yes.
And that was phenomenal.
And he's another one. You know, DJ Cash Money, DJ Jazzy Jeff, and DJ Scratch from EPMD are, to me, the best DJs overall. You know, they could rock parties. They could battle. Mm-hmm. You know, they can spin every genre of music.
Yeah.
And that's the DJing that I come from. We spent everything, not just hip hop. We spent 80s. We spent, country rock. We could throw a little bit of something, blend into the mix, a little bit of everything.
Right, man. Put your own twist on it.
Where a lot of DJs that are coming up now, they kind of resort to just playing one genre.
Yeah, go with the format.
They have EDM. You got your techno. You got your drum and bass, your jungle, your reggae DJs. Shout outs to them too. But I just come from an era where we had to spin a little bit of all of that. I don't consider myself a jungle DJ, but I do have a jungle set I could throw down.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I don't consider myself, A1 at jungle or drum and bass, or EDM. But best believe I do have some of it that I could throw down when it calls for it. You know.
All right, so we did some of the musical influences. What are the things that Optimus Prime does outside of the studio, away from the turntables? Like, what are your things you do leisurely?
I like throwing the football around with the kids. When my stepson and myself are not playing a video game. Madden 2K.
Hey, I just bought the new Madden, so I can't complain.
I probably should be on the front cover of the next 2K.
Oh wow! Now we have to play.
I'm nice. I have no way else to put it. I'm definitely.
So guys,
nice.
if you want to play Optimus Prime in 2K, hit him up in his inbox. You can play him online or something.
Xbox One Scratch King 316. First ass whooping is for free. All the time, all day. Hit me up. Holla at your boy. But yeah, I like playing video games. I like making beats as well. I like to sit and make beats. It's different because I'm known more as a DJ, as a turntable, and that's my first thing. Yeah. I'm a DJ first, but I do like to produce. And I find that to be fun. I kind of find that to be a step away from what I'm usually, what people think I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah, what people are asking you for.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's nice. It's like I do scratches on a lot of artist material, and then I get to also every now and then throw a beat in a project or something. I like spending time with my family. I like spending time with my woman. She's great.
Shout out Liz.
Yes, and Gabriel, my new son, he's awesome. So I like spending time with them. I do like being home, relaxing, watching movies, things like that. I like, with this pandemic and stuff, you can't really go too many places. Yeah. And when we do go out, we try to go in nature where you're not like on top of a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I know they went to the beach and they found a shady spot where there's not a lot of people, and then, we went camping with a few close families that we know, and there's not a lot of people. You're not just around any people, Don't want to do large crowds right now,
Yeah.
Getting with that Zoom performing, like people performing online with the social media, we've been starting to dabble with that lately. And I'm also going to get a few pieces, like a camera or two, and start doing live things at home and stuff like that. That seems to be the way with the new way of life for now. I do believe that in the future with the medical situation, sooner or later they probably have this thing under control. But for right now, there's a change of life, and I'm just trying to stay safe.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So what do you see yourself doing 10, 15 years down the road, if not producing or maybe not anything in music?
As far as music is concerned, being a lifelong DJ, I'm probably always going to have my hand in something as far as music is concerned, whether it be DJing or producing. Listen, Grandmaster Flash is in his early 60s, and he still tours and DJs, and he still cuts it up. Why can't I? Why can't I do that for a longevity? In hip hop, or in music period, there's no age barrier.
Right. As long as you can keep doing it.
As long as you can keep up. Listen, shout out to Chuck D, 50-something years old, still jumps around on stage like a youngin'.
Yeah.
All those S1Ws, Public Enemy, they still tour. You know, they're still doing push-ups on stage. They're still doing their acrobatics. Everything is still, you know, like it was back in the day. You know, they keep themselves in good shape.
Yeah.
You know, I've done a lot of things to get my health in check. So why can't I do this for a long time?
Yeah.
You know?
Funny story. Chuck D was my graduating class's speaker at Full Sail.
Oh, nice.
So I got to get a like there was only like 100 of us in the lecture, and got in one-on-one with Chuck D, and he just dropped game on us.
Yeah.
So,
and he's done that at a few times. Like, I've been in the same setting with him a few times. Yeah. And he always dropping knowledge on the young, you know, the younger generation, you know. You gotta keep pushing.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So this kind of leads into the last question. What advice do you have for the young Optimus Prime, the young DJ, people that, you know, that are supporting your records, that are hiring you to DJ? Anybody that's looking to come up in the game, what advice would you have for them?
My advice to the people that are getting started is just to learn your craft, do your research, have the knowledge, and then the skill will come with it. Mm-hmm. You know, you got to keep, you know, you fall down, pick yourself up. You know, you got to stay persistent and consistent with it. You know, progress is a process. You know what I mean? You got to just keep moving forward. Don't let things knock you down. And if you do get knocked down, you just pick yourself back up. Always know not everybody's going to like what you do, and learn to deal with that and live with it. And you do what you do for the people that will appreciate you for what you do. You know, you have to always constantly believe in yourself. And if you do have people that are surrounding you, you know, it's nice to have their support, you know. And always remember, in this music game, your friends are the people who are your friends when you're not sitting next to them. You know, there's a lot of new age shade, we call it. Us old school guys call it. We don't get down with that, man. You know, it's like if you work with a group of people, it's supposed to be all love.
Love, yeah.
You know, I see a lot of that. It's harder to keep groups together than it ever was.
Yeah.
Because everybody has an ego. You know, people don't work together like a lot of times in the past. And especially, you know, it's nice in our own town that you live in when everybody's on the same page, because everybody's striving to be, you know, everybody's just want to be heard. That's what it is. We all make music and we all do videos. We do all of this so we can give something to the people.
Right.
Our perspective on the art form. You know, no two people are the same. Everybody thinks differently, you know, but when you can come together as a group and you have great support from everybody, you can really put nice things together.
Yeah. Well, everybody, we have DJ Optimus Prime here with us. You want to give him your social media or ways to contact you?
Yo, man, you know, I stay at an undisclosed location.
I know that was like
parts unknown.
Old school with it.
Yo, so you know, it's like I use my government on my Facebook. It's Muhammad Furqan, DJ Optimus Prime 716, Mo Prime. Instagram. My Instagram is Mo Prime, Mo Prime 716. You know, I'm always posting videos of me scratching and things like that. You know, if you want to send some music for me to spin and all the podcasts that I do, moprime@yahoo.com. It's easy to remember. moprime@yahoo.com. Send me some tracks. Whatever genre, you know, whatever genre you may have, just send me some tracks. And if it fits, I'll put it on my mixes, because I do all genre mixes. So, you know, I'm always accepting tracks from other artists and things like that. Xbox Live Scratch King 316 for that ass. All right, pick your poison. Madden, 2K, whatever. First one's free.
Word. Well, DJ Optimus Prime. I'm ToneyBoi. We're out.
Peace.